morning. I'm Larry Steinhouse, and welcome to Money Chat Now. Money Chat Now is a politically charged stock market pre-show giving you the politics behind the biggest moves in the stock market. It is presented with comedic common sense by an expert in financial literacy, and hey, that's me, Larry Steinhouse. Today is Tuesday, May 3rd, and I want to welcome you to the show. We are here live on WWDB Radio 860 AM in Philadelphia, and we are live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Of course, you can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Truth Social, TikTok, and other social media by searching Larry Steinhouse. I haven't been on my Truth Social account in a while. I need to get on there and see if anybody has connected. Hey, just a reminder, if you're watching online, hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. In fact, if you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel and on Money Chat Now, please do that because we lost the channel and we had to rebuild it. And I think we only have 50 subscribers now because I said something about the virus or something. I don't know. Anyway, you can comment live during the show on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And please say hi so I know you're watching. And if you're commenting from a group and not the Money Chat Now fan page, your name may not appear on my dashboard. So please go to the Money Chat Now page in Facebook and comment there so I can recognize you. I want to say hi to a whole bunch of people popping on. Thanks Dave and Jane and Michael and Peter. Oh boy, a whole bunch of people jumping on. Mark, thank you so much. I totally appreciate you guys. Hey, Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling, and you can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to investorschooling.com, and there you will learn about real estate investing and stock options trading from those who do it every day. All right, on today's show, we're going to be talking about, of course, the futures update. We're going to be talking about parents supporting grown children. We're going to be talking about Series I bonds. Wait till you hear this. This is really weird. We're going to be talking about Spirit and Jetblue, the 4-day work week, the SEC and crypto, and of course, we're going to be talking about what's going on in the market and how you can make more money. All right. So what an interesting day it was yesterday. The Dow started to move in the morning, and then it tanked when the bond rate reached about 3%. The low of the day was about 230, and then the market started moving forward again. I actually predicted a bit of a dead cat bounce yesterday actually, but it really didn't happen. You know, you could say it did if you consider the fact that the Dow was down almost 500 points and then recovered to the positive. But I actually think today will actually be that dead cat bounce, even though the market is down. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But if I'm correct, we should see a nice move in the market today. A surprise or not, you know, it would be probably the biggest surprise to me yesterday was Meta moving up 10 points. This is a stock that usually, you know, it kind of usually moves up after earnings, and it's doing just that. Unfortunately, it scared me when it hit 175 before earnings. It was an opportunity and I missed out on it. In fact, I actually sold my stock instead of buying it, which was dumb. Anyway, with the bond rate rising, you know, gold took a big hit over the past few days too, and I actually was surprised that gold dropped another 50 points yesterday. Gold is acting a bit funny lately, and I'm not sure why. Usually gold moves opposite of the market, and within reason, the market, I don't know, the market changes, and then gold moves opposite, so it's kind of surprising. It appears that gold is now moving opposite of bond rates, which makes some sense. The investors are looking for safer plays, and bonds are safe plays right now, especially with a dividend yield of about 3%. Tomorrow, or actually today, is going to be a really big day when the Fed Open Committee is going to issue a statement on monetary policy. The decision will be released at about 2:30, with the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell holding a press conference at about 2:30. He will say the same blah 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 blah, inflation, raise interest rates, raise interest rates, raise interest rates. But he really needs to make a statement on how much they will be raising interest rates. Will it be 25 basis points or will it be 50 basis points? The answer is going to shake the market when the announcement is made. And in fact, if the announcement is made, it's better if he tells us what it's going to be than the speculation. The market response actually will not be so predictable either. You know, you would think that if the interest rates raised 50 basis points, the market would go down, and if it's raised 25 points, the market will go up. Well, instinctually, you are correct. But if the Fed raises interest rates only 25 basis points, then the market may interpret that as a slowdown in an economy and a fear of a recession coming soon. On the other hand, if the Fed raises interest rates 50 basis points, you might think the market would tank. But, of course, many of the market makers may have already factored in the 50 basis point raise, and that would make the market flat or even go up. This is why you can't always trust the obvious. But it obviously isn't always so obvious either. On Friday, we also have coming up the jobs report, and this usually determines how well business is faring and how well the average American is faring. If we have high unemployment, which I doubt, we could have a problem, right? I believe that we still have a labor shortage, not a job shortage, but it'll swing the other way, and then we'll have a job shortage. Sure, it's kind of be one of those things that's going to happen probably next year, but expect it to happen. All right, let's take a quick look at the futures. Let's see, we can actually see that the Dow is down about about 90 points. The S&P is down 12, and the NASDAQ is down about 45. It was worse earlier, so I'm kind of seeing it bounce around. But this morning it was up high. It was actually about positive, about 150. So we'll have to see if I'm right. I actually think it's going to be a good day today, even though it's starting off sluggish. Let's talk about parents supporting children. Isn't it great to be 8 years old? When your parents buy you everything you want or need. You get a nice room inside your parents' house, fresh, clean sheets, 3 meals and snacks. Oh, by the way, thanks, Linda. That's what I get now. All right, things you kind of get, on an average until you're about 18 or so. Well, in 2008, many adult children ended up living with their parents when the financial bottom dropped out. The adult children, sometimes with children of their own, moved back in with mom and dad because they either lost their house due to foreclosure or lost their job during the 2008 Great Recession and were maybe even evicted from an apartment. Well, according to new recent studies, apparently half of adults have counted on their parents for financial support over the past 2 years. Of course, the scamdemic had made it difficult for many to make ends meet, and many turned to their parents. The average amount, this was wild, the average amount that parents gave their children was about $1,000 a month. Now, I keep comparing to this time to what happened in 2008, and I see many scary similarities like this, right? Now, it also gets extremely dangerous for the parent because most of them should be saving for their own retirement in times like this. With the moratorium on evictions and foreclosures having ended a few months ago, some of these children are going to have a tough time making up the windfall of money that they were used to spending. It's very possible we will see what we saw in the Great Recession when children moved in with their parents. I can't help but think that this problem is mostly because the current generation of parents were brought up trophy kids. The kids who got a trophy for standing in the outfield, picking their nose while the ball fell right in front of them and allowed the run to score. They got their trophy for participation instead of effort. And my suggestion is a parent stuck in this situation of needing to help your child, make it a set amount per month. Maybe it's $500 a month, and don't give them any more than the amount that they need to cover this so-called temporary situation, and also give them a time limit for the amount that they're going to give them. Maybe it's a year, maybe it's 2 years, whatever it is, but at the end of that time period, say, sorry, you can't have any more. That will teach them responsibility, and it will get them not dependent on you anymore, because if your children become dependent on you, it's not only bad for them, it's bad for you too. Don't do it. It's a big mistake. Don't let that happen. All right, let's talk about something really odd, Series I bonds. Now, this is going to be kind of counterintuitive segment of the show. I don't know if you guys remember. You remember those government-issued bonds that your grandparents used to buy you for a birthday present or a special occasion? The ones that had a face value of probably double the amount that they paid for them. They may say $50 printed on them, but they really cost $25, and the $50 face value was the value it was projected to be after a certain amount of time, usually 10 years or more. These are called the double E bonds, and typically the rate was around 4 points plus percentage, right? Well, there's another type of bond called the Series I bond, and why am I bringing this up? Well, the crazy part is the current rate paid on these government-backed bonds is 9.62% guaranteed for the next 6 months. 9.26% on a bond? On a government bond? This is a record high for the bond. And the number, just so you understand, is based on the Consumer Price Index. And because the Consumer Price Index was so high, 8.5%, the bond rate peaked to this new percentage rate of 9.62%. It's unbelievable. And the bond is virtually risk-free because it is backed by the government. Now, before you snicker at the fact that it's backed by the government, remember that no matter how crazy you think it's getting, the government is still here and it's not going bankrupt, at least not in the next 6 months. And by the way, if you're thinking about getting this bond, it has a maximum investment of $10,000 per person or entity. You can actually buy them in trust too if you'd like. You can only buy the bond, by the way, you can only buy the bond from a government site called Treasury Direct. So if you actually wanted to go buy it, go to Treasury Direct. And if you use your tax refund, this is wild too, you can actually buy an additional $5,000 worth. I got to say, isn't it nice that the government borrows your money for free for a year, and now they're allowing you to use the money that you lend them to buy these bonds? Well, at least 9.62%, you'll probably do well with that. Again, I'm shocked. Hey, before we take a break, I see a whole bunch of people joining us online. I want to say hello to. I want to say hello to Jose and Susan and John and Ken. And wow, so many people. Mick and Tom and Charles and James. Wow, I may not be able to say hello to everybody anymore. And Moshe, of course, and Jane. All right, let's take a break here. I'll see you guys in about a minute.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start. Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from two Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhouse, about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on Investor Schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. Hey, I want to thank you all for listening on WWDB Radio 860 AM in Philadelphia. And if you're watching online, please hit the share button so you can help your friends learn how to make more money. Hit that like button and let me know you enjoy the show. Right now, everybody take out your phone, or if you're watching the show or if you're online, hit that like button. Just go hit like, or love. I don't care. Just hit that button. I want to know that you're watching. All right. And of course, you can leave comments on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and I'll try to respond to them live. All right, so far, we have been discussing the futures update, and right now the Dow is down 76 points, the S&P is down 10, and the NASDAQ is down 36. We've been talking about parents supporting grown children, and that's a problem. You got to be really careful. Don't support your grown children because you're going to go broke doing it. We talked about the oddest thing, which is Series I bonds, which is 9.62%. That's weird. We got coming up, we got Spirit and JetBlue. We've got the 4-day work week. This is just the stuff that makes you want to laugh. And of course, we got the SEC and crypto. And then we have today's picks and plays. But first, did you guys hit that like button? Did you guys hit that share button? Come on, Seth. I see you watching. Hit that share button. Hit that like button. And don't forget to leave comments on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Twitter. And if you're listening on WWDB Radio, be sure and set a preset to this station and listen every day at 7:30. And also look up Money Chat Now on Facebook when you get home and let me know what you think of the show. All right, before we start the second half, we all know that a new financial situation is coming. And the question is it going to be a recession or is it going to be a simple downturn? Well, if you want to survive through it, you should order my new book. Go to barnesandnoble.com and look up Money Hacks by Larry Steinhouse. Pre-order it, and I promise you're going to learn something. I got to be honest, the book isn't even released yet. I had a number of copies. I had about 50 copies that I handed to some special people, and they've been reading it, and they've already left me amazing reviews. So go to barnesandnoble.com, take a look at the reviews. And there are chapters in this book about how to make more money and chapters about how to pay less taxes. I'm kind of thinking that, you guys might want to make more money and pay less taxes. If not, you probably should be watching, some other show, maybe Dr. Phil. But if you want to pay less taxes and make more money, keep watching my show and also read the book, Money Hacks. And then, of course, we teach all of that stuff at Investor Schooling. All right, let's get into the second half. So let's talk about Spirit and JetBlue. A few months ago, I had discussed the offer that JetBlue Airlines made to take over Spirit Airlines. And if this merger was to happen, JetBlue would have become the 5th largest airline in the world. Well, there have been many articles stating that the deal was done, at least until yesterday, that is. And according to a Wall Street Journal article today, the deal isn't done and might not even happen. It started a while back when Frontier offered to buy Spirit for $2.9 million, and then JetBlue came in and offered more. The offer went to the board of directors of Spirit, and the board rejected the offer because they felt that JetBlue may not be able to follow through with the deal. Now, I have to tell you that JetBlue even pledged $200 million as a non-refundable deposit. So if the deal did in fact go bad because they couldn't follow through, they would get $200 million. So basically, here's $200 million if we mess it up. And the board still rejected the offer. Of course, Spirit Airlines stock tumbled on the news yesterday and is now down about 10% yesterday. Now, I will tell you that the stock is trading for about $21.50 with the symbol SAVE, S-A-V-E, and here's a really good speculation play if you're so inclined. You know, there's either another suitor will come along, or either one of these suitors, JetBlue or Frontier, will make another play, and my guess is going to be soon. That will probably spike the stock again and probably drive it up 10 or 15%, and I think it's going to happen pretty soon. I was also looking to see if this merger halt would affect any other airline stocks, and I did not see it as of this morning, but I will tell you that travel and travel demand has changed because of the government overreach during this scamdemic. It's returning to normal, but many travelers still have a bit of PTSD over the masks and virus garbage. I still like the travel industry as a great play, and as we completely wind down the nonsense of the past 2 years, I think it's going to get much better. All right, let's talk about a 4-day work week. All right, when I come across an article that makes me say, you have to be kidding me, you know I have to talk about it. Hey, Tommy, you can write that down. It's an article that says you have to be kidding me. That's another Larryism. Well, to my surprise, and probably yours as well, it seems that a certain state has been working on a new bill. And this bill, introduced by Democrats, of course, is called the 4-day work bill. 4-day work week bill. Can you guess which state introduced it? Come on, this one should be an easy for you. Come on, which state would introduce a 4-day work week bill? Yep, California. That's right, because the people living in California are working too many hours and they need to take a break. This 40 hours is so hard. Why do I have to go to work? I want to stay home and play my video games. Oh, really, California? This bill, which stalled in the assembly, would have required, check this out, private sector employees with more than 500 employees to pay hourly workers overtime after logging more than 32 hours a week. There's so many things wrong with that. 500 employees, first of all, 32 hours a week. But anyway, most of the arguments against the bill were about the fact that employers can't find workers right now. So if they give people overtime for 32 hours a week, they will now need to find 4 employees to cover the work of 3 employees at the same rate to the company, right? So they now need 4 employees to cover the 8 hours a week. It's bizarre. Listen, employees, this message is for you. Learn some negotiation skills. Learn how to get a higher salary or a higher hourly wage from the beginning. And guess what? You'll make more money. I love being anti-socialist. It uses the common sense portion of my brain that most people in this country don't use anymore. Ugh, unbelievable. Now all my employees are going to come to me today and they're going to ask me for more money. All right, let's talk about SEC and crypto. Hey, did you guys see my message in Messenger? You know, the one that I said, hey, if you buy Bitcoin from me at this link, you'll double your money guaranteed? Or how about the offer I made you to sell all my gold for Bitcoin? Yeah. Send me your Bitcoin for the gold, and I'll send you it in the mail. Yeah, it'll be there soon. Have you seen these fake account messenger messages on Facebook? Have you been a victim of it yet? I actually had somebody reach out to me and ask me where the gold was. I had no idea what they were talking about until they explained to me that I swindled them out of $5,000 in Bitcoin. As I pressed for more information, it turned out that someone cloned my Facebook account and sent private messages to all my friends list until they found a sucker who believed the scammer was me. Last week, we even had a scammer clone my Money Chat Now page, I don't know if you guys were on that day, and started hawking Bitcoin sales in the comments. We quickly shut it down, but it's an ongoing problem. And now the SEC is increasing their staff and dedicating a division to crypto fraud. This fraud can be any fraud, and not just that type I mentioned earlier. It could be anything from promises or fake promises, or even multi-level marketing companies that are selling crypto and they're doing it illegally. But now that I've got you guys to breathe a sigh of relief, wait till you hear about this team they put together. You would imagine that it would have thousands, or at least hundreds, right, of agents working on this project to stop the fraud. You would think they'd have mass technology. Well, here's what the executive order from Bitcoin Biden came up with. He's doubling the task force for this effort. Wow, that was the headline. It said, they're doubling the task force for the Bitcoin effort to stop fraud. You ready? It went from 25 people to 50 people. Check this part out. Wall Street top law enforcers said that 20 of the additional will include investigative staff attorneys, trial lawyers, and fraud analysts. So basically, they did nothing. They didn't actually double it. They did nothing, and it's amazing. So I've got a solution to this. If you want to stop the fraud, please send me $500 in Bitcoin to my wallet, and I will send you a shield and laminated ID card, making you an official fighter of crypto fraud. Now go to Stop the Fraud. And when you stop the fraud, and by the way, don't worry, I will definitely send you a private message with the details if you can't remember what they are. So to stop the fraud, you're going to send me $500 in Bitcoin, and I will send you a laminated card, and that'll solve the problem. All right, let's take a break, and we'll see you guys in a minute. Hi, I'm Larry Steinhouse, and I've written a book called Money Hacks. The subtitle to this book is Because Everything You Think You Know About Money is Wrong, and I promise you there are things you think about money that are wrong. There are chapters in this book that I think you will find absolutely fascinating, and some of them are, what is money anyway? Can money buy happiness? I'll bet you don't know the answer to that question. The truth about credit scores, how you can actually use credit cards to rebuild your credit. I also have chapters on being your own bank, how to buy houses with an IRA, and how to invest with other people's money. There are so many other chapters. There are 22 total chapters in this book, and I promise you're going to learn how to make more money and pay less taxes when you buy this book. My name is Larry Steinhouse. The name of the book is Money Hacks. You can get this book wherever fine books are sold, and you can go to barnesandnoble.com right now and pre-order it. I hope that you will enjoy it. Welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And by the way, we're having a book launch on June 1st. If you guys want to go to the book launch, we're going to do dinner. We're going to tell you about a bunch of money hacks. And if you have the book, we're going to sign your copy. And it's $27. So show up for $27. Go to moneyhackslive.com, moneyhackslive.com to register now for just $27. And I promise you that I'll even be wearing that jacket that matches the book cover that you just saw. And if you didn't see it because you were listening online, I promise you'll enjoy the jacket. All right, so far we've been discussing the futures update. Of course, the Dow is actually down only 58 right now. The S&P is down 7, and the NASDAQ is down 27. We talked about the fact that parents are supporting their grown children. Stop it. You're going to get hurt. I'm telling you, it's a bad move. You know, put them on a limit. We talked about Series I bonds paying 9.62%. That's insane. We talked about the Spirit and Jetblue merger. We talked about the 4-day work week in Crapafornia. And we also talked about the SEC and crypto. And if you guys didn't send me the $500 yet in Bitcoin, send it to me so I could send you that shield. Come on now. All right, did you guys hit that like button yet? Did you guys hit that share button yet? Come on, let everyone know what great stock plays are coming by sharing this information. And you could share on your page or on groups that you feel will benefit from the great stock plays. And let's talk about it. You could also leave, by the way, comments on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And thanks for all the comments. I totally appreciate you guys. And if you're listening on WWDB Radio, set one of your presets to this channel and listen every day at 7:30 for all you need to know about the politics behind the stock market. Hey, we did not get, as I said before, we did not get the full dead cat bounce that I expected yesterday. So I believe it will happen again. It will happen today, actually. By the way, I was asked by one of my students, what is a dead cat bounce? Well, the term comes from a weird reference, which is even a dead cat bounces when it's thrown off a roof. No, really, that's where it comes from. It refers to the fact that when we have a major drop, it is often followed by a small increase. And that could be yesterday's dead cat bounce actually happened at the end of the day. And it may not happen today, but I still expect an increase in the market today, so watch for it. And you also have to watch because the Fed's going to announce whatever they're going to announce today, and watch the market from 2 to 3:30. It'll be a fun ride because the market always reacts to Chairman Powell. My plays are back to back, are also back. I'm sorry, not back to back, but they're back in travel stocks. I added CCL yesterday, and I also texted my students to do the same. So if you were one of my students and you got the text and you bought CCL, you're like, wow, this was a really good idea because it's already up. This is a no-brainer at this price. The cruise industry is coming back along with the other travel stocks, and CCL, if you remember, it was in the 50s pre-scamdemic and probably won't return there for a few years, but 30 is very likely even by the end of the year. Look, I buy it whenever it hits under the 18 range. I ride it to the 20s with calls, and that's a really nice profit. Meta is moving up, and I also believe Apple will start to move up as well. Look for another dip on both before jumping in. I'd also consider a good dividend-paying stock for the bumpy ride that we're going to experience this year. All right, let's take a final look at the futures. They are kind of moving forward. Right now, the Dow is down 41, the S&P is down about 5, and the Nasdaq is down about 15. So it's still better than it was before. But again, it's just odd because I noticed it was up pretty high this morning. All right, let's talk about crypto. Apparently, you guys didn't send me the Bitcoin for the Shield and ID card because Bitcoin is still below 39,000. Look, if you buy the Bitcoin to send it to me, the price will start to rise. So start to send me the money. What is wrong with you guys? Let's go. All right, so let's talk about gold and silver. Gold is still baffling me at 1850. However, it could be a good play for some of the ETFs like JNUG. I know, no more JNUG. Or gold mining companies like Yamana Gold. These might be good plays. Look for Yamana to go maybe to 4.5 before you buy it, and it might be a really good play. The Treasury bond is what spooked the market yesterday when it went over 3 for the first time since 2018, and it's hovering there again. And I'm going to tell you, wait till this afternoon because when the announcements come out, it's going to get kind of weird. You'll actually watch the bond move. All right, so oil also is it's actually sitting about 105 a barrel. I still think this is going to go into the low 90s and stay there. And I want to thank all you guys who are listening on WWDB Radio in Philadelphia. I want to thank you for your continued support. And if you're enjoying the show, please reach out and let me know. If you're online, hit that like button, hit that share button. And my name is Larry Steinhouse. I am the host of Money Chat Now, and I am the CEO of Investor Schooling. And you guys should know, of course, that from time to time, I own some of the assets and options discussed on this show. And the opinions discussed on this show are solely mine, and no one has asked me to discuss them. And you guys are all going to have an awesome, profitable day.